Fathertimefridays.
Peace, greetings, and power, everybody. Happy New Year's, and welcome back to the Father Time Fridays channel. I'm back, and I'm happy to be back on this first Friday of the year. It's a special day because today is my grandfather's 108th birthday. He would have been 108 today. So, happy birthday, Grandpa Fred. Shout outs to you. Rest in peace. I know you looking down, and I know you are very proud. Moving forward, man, let me get a real quick shout out and salute to all the mothers out there that made it possible to even be a father. So this whole mission, this whole thing that we're on, it wouldn't have been possible without you moms out there, mothers out there. Shout out to the ladies, for all the ladies out there that made fathers who they are. Peace to you. And also real quick shout out and salute to all the fathers out there doing your thing 365 in this divine position, doing your thing 24/7. Man, you guys, if it gets hard for you, just continue to move on and stay motivated, stay inspired, and keep it moving. So just as we get ready to jump into this, man, I was thinking about, this year and how I wanted to frame 2025 as opposed to, the previous years and all of this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna say this like this on January 3rd. I'm gonna just say that, we don't have any resolutions because it's a continuance. We already spoke to the universe. The universe already heard, what we wanted. We already manifested what we wanted, and it's actually coming into fruition. We just have to play our position, continue to move forward, trust the process, and that's it. That's what our resolution more or less will be. Moving right on to the actual topic at hand. So I'm pretty sure that most fathers out here can relate to this, what I'm about to say. As you take down your Christmas displays, you put your stuff back in the storage container, the storage corner, wherever part of the house, box up, you put it back in, right? And you taking down your tree and you taking down the wreaths and stuff like that. So as I'm taking everything down, I was like, man, my son really, he really was excited to get this gift that he's been wanting since like summer. I asked him back in the summer, I say, son, what do you want? What do you want for Christmas, right? And he says, I want a Mickey Mouse fire truck. So I'm like, okay, cool. My oldest son loves Mickey Mouse, right? So get him this Mickey Mouse fire truck. Christmas Day, he opens it up. He's excited and everything like that. So how about 3 days later, I go look and it's in the corner. Part of it is in the corner. The other accessories to it are all over the place and they're displaced. And I'm just like, yo, so what's the deal? I would have been better off just getting him the box and then just moving forward like that, right? So it kind of came to my mind and it prompted me to come up with this topic of discussion today. And it's how do we teach our kids, one, how to be grateful for the things that they have so they don't grow up spoiled and entitled, right? So that's the topic of discussion today. We're going to jump right into it. We're not going to be here that long. Like I always say, we're not here for a good time. Definitely here for a good time, not a long time. So let's jump right into it. So I was actually reading some statistics on how many toys end up in the landfill and how many toys get thrown away. And the number is actually astounding. It's about 70 to 80% of all toys end up in the landfills and in trash cans, right? So put that in perspective, and I'm like, that's a lot of toys to be thrown away. And that's a lot of money that you're throwing away, right? So I was like, obviously, I'm already going to invest in my children and, put money aside for them for later on so they don't just spend it, frivolously. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, how do I teach my kids? How do I teach my sons how to be more appreciative of the things that they have, And a couple of things that came to mind was, first and foremost, overindulgence. Like for example, for a 1-year-old, I've seen the insane thing of people spending, thousands and thousands of dollars for a 1-year-old's, first birthday party. And it's not even for the child because they're not even gonna remember what's going on. It's usually for the parents, to show off what they have, either if it's a new house or, some new decorations or whatever. It's like trying to one up somebody else's party, so on and so forth. It's just ridiculous, and then it's like, what does that create? It creates almost like a level of entitlement for the child when they start getting older and they get everything that they want when they ask for it on demand. And it's almost like you don't really have to work for anything, so you don't really appreciate anything. So it kind of like led me to this whole, decision to be like, you know what, I really have to teach my kids to be more appreciative of the things that they have and take away things, and then, have them know what it feels like to have things taken away, so they be more appreciative of the things when they get them. And then also, it's like, if I tell them no and they throw a temper tantrum, they're just gonna have to go ahead and go through the whole temper tantrum. I'm not gonna give into it. I'm not gonna tap out, right? So basically, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, y'all. It's like, going back to the whole topic of discussion, I think that it's very important to teach your children how to be grateful of the things and the people that surround them, and teach them a little bit of empathy, right? Teach them to obviously share, but teach them to also put their minds in the minds of others. Think of other people before they always just think about themselves. It's just like this whole selfish mentality, this selfish culture that we may, be in, but we can break this cycle. It's just a matter of, being more, I would say, putting your foot down more. Parents, you have to do that, do your part too as well. But you have to teach them these things early on, and obviously they're gonna model it from you. Whatever you're doing, whatever activities you're doing, they're gonna model the same exact things that they see, as opposed to what you tell them. So it's not just to go tell them to go do this or go tell them to go do that. It's actually for them to actually see you do it day in and day out as an example. And whatever that position that you take, whether it's a negative or positive, they're going to follow suit, whether it's subconsciously or consciously. So you just have to be very aware of what you're doing and how you're doing it, especially when it comes to, rearing and raising your children. So I think that you have to break away from this overindulgence in our children, I would say over rewarding them for, mediocrity. Like if they get a C in school and you give them all the toys, but then if they get an A in school, they still get all the toys. It's like, where's the measuring stick? You know what I'm saying? So it just have to kind of like pull back, because obviously you want your children to have the nicest things, but the way I'm observing things and the way I'm seeing things, I would like my children to be more well-adjusted adults and be more critical thinkers. And the only way I can do that is to allow them to kind of make mistakes, figure things out, make them, think things through before I'm automatically just giving them the answers. Of course, I'm right there with them, guiding them, but I have to let them think for themselves, because they were given a mind of their own for a reason, right? So as we get ready to transition into just the next part of the discussion, which is really fast, it's going to be really quick. Just want to be parents, fathers. I want y'all just to be a little bit more mindful of how you are teaching your children, as far as like your examples that you're getting given to them, because that way they won't be raised entitled, they won't be raised spoiled, and they'll be raised empowered, and they'll be raised with great graciousness, and they'll be raised with a level of empathy that you need to be real good human beings overall. Just moving on. There's a huge elephant in the room, right? So the weird feeling that I've been walking around for the last couple months, that's probably why you haven't seen me post anything in a while, is we are officially retired from the Air Force. It's like done. We are done. We are out. You know what I mean? So it's been officially it's been about a month, but overall the entire process and the transition took about 90 days, because that's why I haven't posted any content, I haven't created any content. I just been completely focused on transitioning out seamlessly. And shout outs to all the men and the women that made that possible, because I did not do it by myself. They put me in certain positions, they advised me to do certain things, make certain phone calls, so on and so forth. So quick shout outs to y'all, and man, I appreciate you. And women, I appreciate you for what you've done, whether it's big or small. It was definitely an impact, a positive impact for me as I made my transition out. So man, quick shout out, and women, shout out to y'all. Just as I reflect over the last, 365 days, 2024 is a blur. Obviously, it went by so fast, and there's so many things that happened and so many things that were great. I can't even, begin to be thankful for everything that happened. And I'm just so appreciative, and I'm glad that everything worked out the way it did. And I would like to just give a quick shout out to everybody that made 2024 an amazing year for me. And I pray that, 2025 is an even greater year and a better year as well. And as we end this and roll out of this episode, if you like this channel, please subscribe. Please support the Father Time Fridays brand. And until next time, y'all, remember, respect all, fear none. Father Time Fridays. Peace.